Actually, before we discuss the whole story of anaerobic respiration, actually more important thing is we look at this final picture. This is a mitochondrion. Now you look at the first picture, this one. This is the final picture, final process. So you look at the hydrogen here. The hydrogen ion in the matrix will be pumped into the intermembrane space. Pump in, ATP is being used, energy is being used, okay? So at the end, they will have a high concentration of hydrogen ion in the intermembrane space, right? Then at the end, the hydrogen ion will diffuse back to the matrix from high concentration to low concentration, and at this process of diffusion, ATP is being produced. ATP is being produced, okay? So this is the final. So energy is being produced in the form of ATP, and hydrogen ion is being involved. So hydrogen ion or hydrogen atoms are very important. You look at this picture. When a substance has more hydrogen ion or hydrogen atom, means it can produce more ATP, okay, because hydrogen ion is being involved. So keep it in mind. So the topic now is about the energy value of respiratory substrate. So there are three substrates here: carbohydrate, lipid, and protein. As we know, we learned in the past, lipid can produce double energy compared to carbohydrate and protein, right? So why double? Actually, we can directly jump into conclusion because lipid has more hydrogen atom, okay, which involve the diffusion of the hydrogen ion diffusion from the intermembrane space back to the matrix. Okay, we start from the beginning. So number one, glucose is the main respiratory substrate. Okay, why not lipid? Okay, in the future we will discuss lah. Okay, because lipid has other functions, other substrate like other carbohydrates. Other than glucose, we can have fructose, lactose, glucose, whatever. Okay, number three, protein is the last choice because they have other essential function, formation of antibody, this and that. Okay, so energy value for carbohydrate 15.8, lipid 39.4, protein 17, almost the same with the carbohydrate. Okay, number five, amount of energy released are different because of the molecular composition, specifically how many hydrogen atom. Okay, hydrogen carrier molecule. So there are two hydrogen carrier. We call them as NAD and FAD. Okay, to pick the hydrogen up, you treat them as taxi drivers picking up hydrogen. Okay, so when NAD picking up hydrogen, it is called reduced NAD, reduction. Okay, reduction involve receiving hydrogen, right? So when NAD receive hydrogen, it is being reduced. Okay, reduced NAD, so as FAD. Okay, hydrogen atoms transferred to inner mitochondrial membrane. The hydrogen ion, transferred to inner mitochondrial membrane. Inner mitochondrial membrane. Okay, and then these two taxi driver, which has been picking up hydrogen, release, and then it will release hydrogen atom split into proton and electron. So we will further discuss. Protons are pumped across the inner membrane mitochondria into the intermembrane space. Okay, like this, forming proton and a chemiosmotic gradient. So the intermembrane space has more hydrogen ion, it means, okay. So this proton gradient is used in the chemi-osmosis to produce ATP. So when hydrogen ion move back to matrix, okay, ATP will be produced. So after proton have flow back into the matrix through ATP synthase is here, they are oxidized to form water. Okay, a molecule with a higher hydrogen content results greater proton gradient across the mitochondrial membrane. Okay, allow formation of more ATP. So fatty acids in lipids are made up of long hydrocarbon chains with lots of hydrogen atoms. These hydrogen atoms are released with the when the lipid is broken down. Okay. So this one we will discuss okay, in the future. Okay, come to the last topic talking about this RQ, respiratory quotient. Respiratory quotient is used for what? This is a calculation to know whether certain organism it is using carbohydrate as the source of energy, or protein, or fat. Okay, so it is the ratio of carbon dioxide molecule produced to oxygen molecule taken in during respiration, CO2 divided by O2. Carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins have different RQ because number of CH bonds differs. More CH bonds means more hydrogen atoms. Like for example, lipid has more because of the long hydrocarbon chain. More hydrogen atoms means more ATP molecule can be produced, and more oxygen is required to break down the molecule during oxidative phosphorylation. So RQ for carbohydrate, lipid, and protein, they are differ. Okay, carbohydrate. If an organism, okay, is using carbohydrate as the source of energy, so the carbon dioxide produced and the oxygen being used will be almost the same. So the RQ will be 1. Lipid will be 0.7. 0.7 means what? 0.7 means the oxygen used will be more than the carbon dioxide produced. So as protein, okay, see? So lipid and protein less than 1 means less carbon dioxide given out compared to oxygen. So more oxygen will be taken in, so resulting 0.7, 0.9 less than 1. Calculating RQ from respiration equation involve ratio of carbon dioxide giving out and oxygen taken in. Okay, so RQ, the formula is more or molecules of carbon dioxide given out divided by moles or molecules of oxygen taken in. So in a balanced equation, the number before the chemical formula can be taken as the number of molecule. So you need to balance it first. Okay, like for example, a lipid. Okay, lipid. For example, this linoleic acid, a kind of lipid. So oxygen is being used, carbon dioxide is being produced, water is being produced, right? So you have to balance it. Okay, so you take this number and take this number, put into the equation. Okay, so oxygen is at the bottom, so 25. Carbon dioxide release is 18, is on top, right? So the answer is 0.72. So 0.7. RQ for anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, there are 2 types, am I right? One is alcohol, one is lactate fermentation. Okay, respiration without oxygen but does produce a small amount of ATP, so cannot be calculated for lactate. Why? Because there is no oxygen being used and there is no carbon dioxide being produced. No oxygen, no carbon dioxide being produced, so 0 divided by 0, so it's 0. Okay, that is for lactate. But alcohol fermentation, carbon dioxide is being produced, am I right? So carbon dioxide is being produced, okay, for this alcohol fermentation, but no oxygen, 0. Certain number divided by 0 is infinity. Okay, so alkyl for ethanol fermentation tends towards infinity as there is no oxygen is used while carbon dioxide is still being produced. Okay, so ethanol fermentation in the lettuce, roots, glucose, there no oxygen is involved, so ethanol producing ethanol, carbon dioxide, and energy. So so this is the equation, okay. So you see 2 divided by 0. So what do you think? Infinity, infinity.